Okay, I'm struggling with this intro a little bit here. This is the third take. Welcome, all you resolutory drywallers, to the first episode of 2026. I am your host, Nick Harmon. With us today, we have our very first guest from Nova Scotia, Todd Way, aka the Newfi Taper, as he's known on Instagram, joins us for his first appearance on the Drywall Podcast. He's currently working in this crazy place above the Arctic Circle called Geoa Haven. We discuss his experience braving the harsh winters there, but he normally calls a place in Bonavista home. Okay, here's the breakdown. Nova Scotia is a province that is south of Newfoundland, both on the eastern part of Canada. Geoa Haven is above a territory above Canada called Nunavut, and it is located on King William Island. I apologize if I didn't get that right. It's tricky because I'm not familiar with these areas. Bonavista is a town located on the easternmost part of the Bonavista Peninsula on the island of Newfoundland. It's like way east, like more east than Maine. We discussed the community that's embraced him, and we discussed finishing in Bonavista and how a moratorium on fishing sent him into the trades. But it wasn't until he tried his hand at carpentry that he embraced taping.
Yeah, but that came about while I was with this company, because I was just plaster and painting and that sort of thing. And I applied for the job in Nunavut, and I put in for a carpentry, right? Okay. And the lady called me and she said, Todd, I have a job for you, but it's not carpentry, it's plastering, because they were short on plasters, right?
Oh, always, because nobody wants to do it.
No, it was pretty ironic. I tried to get a job to leave plastering and only be put back into it. But I said, well, geez, perfect. I'll try it. And, it was double wage and different perks.
Yeah.
It had time off. So I said, I'll go up and try it. And when I got up here, I started to, it was slow getting into it. But then when I got into it and I started to learn from other guys, I saw how it was really done. And slowly but surely, I start to enjoy it.
It certainly is the Todd way on this Drywall Podcast episode. Todd is about as nice as they come, and I'm sure you will feel the same after spending an hour with us. Trust me. This leads us to my favorite part of the episode, introducing our newest sponsor for the month of January 2026. I'd like you to put your dirty ass drywall hands together for Advanced Equipment. This is their first time sponsoring the Drywall Podcast as well, so that makes them doubly badass. Advanced Equipment, a company that's been engineering and manufacturing drywall tools for over 104 years, right in the windy city of Chicago. Don't adjust your dial. You heard me correctly. 104 years. Advance isn't about chasing trends or copying what everyone else is doing. They're a family-owned company that's been designing tools since 1922. One of their standout tools right now is the radius skimming blade. The offset handle keeps your knuckles off the wall and puts the blade where you want it. The radius edges ride smooth without leaving lines, and the Cool Grip 2 handle stays comfortable during those long days. And the design lets you load the wall in one pass. Like everything Advance builds, this tool is engineered, tested, and dialed by drywallers and for drywallers. I'd also like to add that I am a personal fan of this tool, and if you're a pan and knife person doing fresco harmony, the radius offset knife is the exact knife that I would recommend for you. And to celebrate the partnership with the Drywall Podcast, Advance is sponsoring a sweet ice bath giveaway at the end of the month. First place gets a 12-inch Advance radius skimming blade, a 12-inch stainless steel mud pan with grip, a 16-inch radius box trail knife, and the Edge Wing Corner Trowel. Second place gets to choose 2 tools from that same lineup, and third will get 1 tool from the list. All you have to do is email me your full name, phone number, and physical address where you'd like these tools shipped, and you're in. We'll be posting details on our Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok pages. Lastly, it wouldn't be a proper sponsorship if I didn't interview one of the badasses behind the brand, namely Deanne Shallcross, VP of Advance, will be on the show next Friday. Tune in for that. She is amazing. But for now, we've got Todd Way. On Instagram, he's known as the Newfi Taper. On the 158th episode of the Drywall Podcast, let's get into it. It's the Todd way.
Yeah, that's it too. That was my son just helped me out, so he's leaving there now. So
he's not going to hang out for the fun.
No, he's going to work actually, and he had a few issues at his house because of the storm and that. So,
what's his name?
Nathaniel.
Shout out to Nathaniel for helping out Todd.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Thanks, buddy. Does he want to jump on? Let's see it. Let's see him. Tell him to jump on here.
Oh, he's gone. He just went out through the door.
He's already gone.
He's a bit camera shy here. He actually writes a sports stories editorials for the on the internet and that, right? And he's been at that for years, and that's what he's been doing. That's one of his jobs.
Okay,
right? Sports writer. So company based out of LA. That's what he's been doing, right? So in last
beautiful. Shout out to Nathaniel. How old is he?
He's 28.
28 years young.
Yeah, and he went to university. He got a business degree and that sort of thing, right? So, but he was doing the writings, right? When he was going to school, supplemental his studies and that sort of stuff, right? So he kept it off after, right? So
where did he get all that intelligence from?
Not from me.
There it is. Drywall. We're going to talk about drywall a little bit. You're in Newfoundland now.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're working somewhere weird.
Yeah.
Way up north. I looked at it on a map. What's the name of that town?
It's Geoa Haven.
Spell that for me, please.
GJOA Haven, HAVEN.
And I want to go there. I was looking at it on a map and I was like, oh, this is someplace you go like to write like a book.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's truly amazing. Like
I'll bet.
I told you previously it was in the Arctic Circle, but it's actually above the Arctic Circle. Right?
It's way up there. If you're listening, this Geoa Haven is way north, like above Canada.
Yeah, 250 kilometers up past in the Arctic Circle.
I didn't think that there was anything above Canada. I just thought it was Canada, and then all the way, and then you get to the North Santa and the North Pole.
Yeah. Well, actually, there's a couple of communities up farther than that, and they do work. The last one is Alert, but that's basically army base, that sort of thing, right? So that's the fire school, right? So and Arctic Bay and those places, right? So the company I work for, they're throughout. They're in 20. They're going to be in 20-something communities, or I'm not sure, 20-something sites.
The company that shall not be named.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's top secret. Todd is working for a company that it's top secret. We can't talk about it. We can talk about what you do. We just can't talk about who you do it for. Correct? Yeah. I like that. I like that little edge there. Little mystery.
Yeah, well, there's several big companies up there anyway, right? But like I said, they just have a policy where you can't, right, divulge stuff, like show pictures of the sites and whatnot, right? So, and that's understandable too, right?
What? Why? Why do you think that is?
Well, it's just, I guess it's just like where you're doing something for a client, and if you're like they like to see the work before the public or whatever. That's to me, that's understandable sort of thing. Right? So
Yeah.
I did delete some things off my account, and it's basically you treat people with respect and this sort of thing. So you post
Yeah.
stuff that like cursing or whatever, and
Yeah.
probably like you shouldn't have it. You shouldn't have it on there anyway by rights. But
Were you cursing? Were you cursing on your page?
not me. One of my buddies was, right, and I didn't pick up on that till after. So I said, "Well, I got to take it off." So
Okay.
right,
All right. I like to curse sometimes.
yeah, yeah.
We can clean it up. We can keep it clean for this episode if you want.
No, that's fine. It's just like anything on a work site, right? And I've been posting stuff now from my previous job, which is actually the place I worked in Bonavista, and that's a pretty unique thing too. Like I explained to you before about they're restoring the older structures, the houses and businesses, and they're after doing 100 restorations and.
Yeah, we're gonna have to reel it in. We're gonna have to find a story here. Shout out to Cathy, the tiniest taper, because she messaged me and she said, "You got to interview this guy because he has the best accent." And it probably doesn't sound much like an accent to you, but it's very thick. What would you say? This is Newfoundland,
Yeah.
and pardon my ignorance. Every people speak English in Newfoundland. It's just a thick, almost Irish. It almost sounds Irish.
We have different influences,
Sure.
Irish, Scottish, English, and actually the town I'm from, Bonavista. It's right on the tip of the Bonavista Peninsula. It's becoming quite popular with tourism, and we're actually living in a UNESCO park, right? So people are coming to see the whales and the
Oh my gosh.
puffins, all kinds of wildlife and
Oh my
uh,
gosh. I'm going. I'm going.
sharks, shark, yeah, sharks, dolphins, icebergs. Like I say, and like growing up, I didn't see this in the water. I fished when I was younger, and you wouldn't see this in the water. But you can reel in a fish and got it, throw it out in the water, and all of a sudden there's a tuna just going by your boat. Just grabs it and goes on, right? And even with the fishing, you could fish aboard and it's half gone. The
Yeah.
sharks just come up and grab into it, right? So, and even like different types of birds, and it's never been around before. It is
Oh my
amazing.
gosh. This is Monte Vista Peninsula.
Bonavista, Bonavista. And this was actually supposed to be they say it was the landfall of John Cabot, who discovered the new land, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's steeped in history, and Bonavista itself is back in its heyday. First one was on the go. Like you had the people from France coming here, you had
Yeah.
people from Portugal and people from England. So different areas of Bonavista, there was different nationalities living in those areas,
Yeah.
right?
You've got a CSR shirt there. Where'd you get that?
Oh, I deal a lot with CSR, and I find those guys they're awesome to deal with, and I've been getting stuff off them for the last 2 3 years, and I find them perfect. Like and the customer service representatives, you can't get any
There you
better.
go. There
Yeah,
you go. Shout out to CSR. They also carry
yeah,
Fresco Harmony. Fun
yeah,
fact. Have you dug in
yeah.
about the Fresco Harmony a little bit?
Yeah, yeah, I saw some of it there, and I tell you, I was just showing my son, showing him what you could do with it, right? So it's
Sure.
amazing, right? And I've been Bart Staping in Edmonton, same thing. I can't uh, describe how the experiences I've had with people who
Good.
just help.
Yeah.
And people on Instagram, I've forged friendships like Jamie Payne, Jamie Burke. Like
Yep.
it's amazing, and T taping and a lot of those guys, and like you say,
Yep.
uh, Cathy from England, and like I consider those guys friends now, right? Is just like a well, close knit community to me, right? It's
Yeah.
amazing,
Yeah. Well,
right?
and Nick Harmon now. Have you
Yeah,
heard of
Nick
that?
Harris.
Have you heard of that? Have you heard of that character?
Yeah.
Watch out. Watch out for that guy. Have you been communicating with these people, or this is pretty recent? It seems like you're sort of meeting people recently, correct?
Actually, I had an account previous to that, but I started a new one and went under the name of the Newfi Taper. I originally started just with my own name, sort of thing, right? So I have
Okay.
two accounts on there, and some of those guys were on my original account. So I've been talking to those guys for a while, like T Taper and that, right? T taping and that. And those guys have been giving me like tips on how to do stuff, tips on materials to use, like what's the best in tools. And I got a couple of go-to people who I ask about different equipment, like different tools, like Can-Am. I got a guy who
Yep.
tells me about actually the taping queen. She
Yep.
tells me about the Can-Ham, and I bought some drywall master tools, boxes and that, and I went to
Okay.
T Mac there for that, and Dan Atkinson, and it's just like I said, and my community now is growing because I'm meeting so many people, and it's
Yeah.
amazing. It
Yeah.
truly
Salt,
is.
salt of the earth. Really great people. How do you like those? Have you gotten a chance to use the Drywall Master boxes yet?
Not as of yet.
Okay.
My job now is more into the painting,
Okay.
and we got to wait for the bells to get on the go to be able to break out those tools, right? So I'm going to try to, like when I'm home, I'm going to try to do a bit of stuff and post it. I'm actually going to do a job on my own roof. I use mesh tape and it cracked off a bit, right? A couple of joints. So I'm just going
Yep.
to give that a go and probably even skim the entire roof, give it a level 5, right?
Yeah.
So give myself a
Do,
little bit of content. Plus, it's been bugging me that long. I got to fix it, right?
yeah.
So
Do you think it cracked? Do you think it cracked because you use a mesh tape?
I wouldn't say 100% because some of it did crack and some didn't.
Okay.
It seems like a lot of people lean towards not using mesh tape with joints, but on the
I've
flat spots.
I've heard if you use mesh tape to use quickset only.
Exactly,
That's what I've heard. If you use all purpose and mesh tape, it'll want to crack.
yeah. I just used the all-purpose, and I think that was my downfall, right?
Yeah.
And I actually, the guy who gave me the biggest breakup in Nunavut was we were working in Calwit, and I told him I was just like only a couple of years in and whatever, but he gave me Wade Widow's his name, and he gave me the chance to go and do my stuff, right? And that's what he was telling me. Like he worked in Nova Scotia, and he picked up this where they mistaped, didn't use Quickset, and that would be their first coats and that sort of thing, right? So that's
Yeah.
where I've learned that from him, right? And he's a tremendous taper. Like he could barrel you over. Like he could give you the hock and then run over you. It's
Yeah.
amazing what he can do, right? He's amongst the best I've ever seen,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just mentality and the way he was taught with his company. Because actually, his uncle and dad had one of the biggest drywall companies in Newfoundland at one point.
Okay.
So they were go, right? So
Let's back up a little bit. You were talking drywall's boring. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah.
The Drywall Podcast. You were talking about fishing in Newfoundland. That piqued my interest. But you were also younger. So, how old would you say when you was this like with your father that you started fishing, and that was the work that you were doing in Bonavista?
Bonavista, yeah. That means oh happy sight, by the way, Bonavista. Uh,
Oh,
it,
happy
it
sight.
yeah,
Oh,
that's what it is, right? Uh, I started with my uncle. I fished a couple of summers with him, and I was probably 13, 14, that sort of thing, right? So
yeah.
mostly cod traps and that sort of cod traps and lining sort of thing, right?
Is that
So,
a common? Is it common there in Newfoundland? Common trade to go fishing, start fishing.
well, back before when we had the moratorium, it was a go to for a lot of people just leaving high school, like the plants, fish plants, and fishing itself. Like you could get off finish high school, and you could go out and make a decent living. But
Okay.
then back in '92, when the moratorium came on, they shut down the fishery. Well, people have these places to go and different opportunities. So we had a
What does
mass
that
noise.
what does that mean, a moratorium? What happened?
Well, you could no longer fish cod, right? So it could be you were allowed a small bycatch, like a certain percentage, but you couldn't fish a
Why?
strip cod.
Why did they do that?
It was such a shortage. The cod
Okay.
stocks dropped, and it was just,
Okay.
and you wouldn't believe like Bonavista itself, like how many young people, young couples, families, they had to leave, and they had homes in there, and like what they were worth, they sold them, and they may have got half of what the house, like it could have been a house built 2 3 years prior, but they would have they sold out, and a lot of guys moved to Alberta, right?
Okay.
So they would have leave family and friends, and this is why now a lot of Bonavista, the population is older, so it's not a lot of young people, a lot of kids. So even the schools, the enrollment. Like they built a new high school. It was like 800 people, and then all of a sudden it's down to 200, so 200, just over 200.
Okay.
So it hit hard, right? So, and
Yeah.
a lot of people retrained, and people went into the trades, and people went, uh, well, mostly the trades actually. And like I say, I know
You
people.
were you were young
Yeah, yeah,
when that happened, 92, 13, 14. We must be around the same age.
yeah. I'm 56 actually.
Okay.
Yeah,
A little older, a little older.
yeah, 56. But
Um,
that was later. Like I fished when I was in high
yeah.
school. This
Yeah.
was,
So that would have been, yeah, like in the 80s.
yeah, yeah. I went when I finished school. Like I tried university, and I tried different things, and it didn't connect with me.
Where does
Right.
somebody from Bonavista, Newfoundland, go to college or look at colleges?
There's actually one in Bonavista itself, a trades
Okay.
college, right?
Okay.
So, and I actually ended up probably 10, 12 years later doing a course in there, and I started off as an electrician, right?
Yeah.
So
Smart. What happened? What happened, buddy?
I just wanted to change, and
Yeah.
I worked. I wanted to do carpentry, to be honest with you,
Yeah.
but it didn't work out. So I started working for, like I said, the name of the company is Bonavista Living, and anyone can go on Instagram or whatever, or Facebook, look at like what they're building and what they're doing is just amazing. And I started with those guys, and then they needed a guy to plaster. So the foreman one day he said, "Boys, do anyone here know how to plaster?" And over the years, I used to like dabble at it, and did like parts of houses, rentals, or whatever for people, just just free, just doing it, not as a business, just doing it for buddies or whatever. So I said, I know how to plaster, right? So I then started with those guys, and I was pretty much 3 years in, just plaster and paint.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And the funny story about
Nobody though really showed you how did you sort of learn the techniques and the tips, or was it really ugly, or were you a natural at it? Were you naturally good at it?
well, not tooting my own horn, I guess, but
Sure, that's okay.
it was slow. My process was slower, and I lacked some, skills in terms of not knowing the process.
Yeah.
But I did a good job. Right?
Sure.
But
you had to learn some of those tips early on from somewhere.
no, I just actually picked them up on my own. But the thing about
Okay.
it is, I can't say it was the wrong way of doing things, but it wasn't the fastest or the most efficient.
Yeah.
Right. So I sort of started to get turned off from plastering, and I said, well, I'm not going anywhere with this. I'm not liking it. I got to do something different. So I heard of this company up in Nunavut, and I applied. But I applied as a carpenter. And
this company where?
Up in Nunavut, right? The company I work for.
Nunavut, that's a town?
No, that's the territory. Yeah, we got 10 provinces and 3 territories. That's what Canada consists of, right?
And none of it is a Canadian territory.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's where Iqaluit is located, and Iqaluit and Geoa Haven, those places. It's like almost 2 million square kilometers.
Just a shitload of land. Just cold.
It is
cold.
Yeah.
And lots of daylight in the summer and lots of darkness in the winter. You guys are up there.
Yeah.
You're north of Alaska?
Yeah. So when just before I came home, we had probably 3 hours of not what you call real daylight, but it was there, right? But
dusk.
Yeah, like dusk.
What's that like being so far north that you watch the sun? Does the sun come all the way up?
No, it doesn't.
It just skirts the horizon.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's truly amazing. I love it.
Yeah, right? Yeah, that would be something. And the Northern Lights, yeah, forget about it.
Listen, I've been here 3 years. I haven't seen them yet.
Okay, we had them down in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The people were saying, "Oh, we can see the Northern Lights." Oh, you got to get out your camera. There's all the light pollution, from the city. But I was like, I don't know. But there were some people that captured photographs of some pretty decent imagery of the Northern Lights. But you have seen the Northern Lights. You're pretty familiar with them.
No, that's what I'm usually gone to bed too early.
All right, fair enough.
And they actually they started for some reason. We see them in Newfoundland now, which I can't remember that. So we actually had a couple of nights there when I was home last time where they were pretty prevalent in the sky. But they were just beautiful and just in Bonavista. But geez, I was gone to bed early that night, so I still didn't see them, right? Yeah.
Okay, so I apologize. You went to work up in Nunavut.
Yeah.
Let's take off the story back there. You were going for carpentry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I was working with the company, and Buddy asked if anyone knew plastering. So, I told him I plastered in the past and whatever, right? So,
but you said you didn't like plastering. You didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, but that came about while I was with this company because I was just plastering and painting and that sort of thing. And I applied for the job in Nunavut, and I put in for a carpentry, right?
Okay.
And the lady called me and she said, "Todd, I have a job for you, but it's not carpentry; it's plastering." Because they were short on plasters. right?
Oh, always, because nobody
Yep.
wants to do it.
No, it was pretty ironic. I tried to get a job to leave faster and only be put back into it. But I said, well, geez, perfect. I'll try it. And well, it was double the wage and different
Yeah,
perks, right?
yeah.
It had time off. So I said, I'll go up and try it. And when I
Okay.
got up here, I started to, it was slow getting into it. But then when I got into it and I started to learn from other guys,
Yeah.
I saw how it was really done. And slowly but surely, I started to enjoy it.
How
And
long ago? How long ago was that?
that that was almost 3 years ago.
Okay, so
Almost 3 years.
that's pretty recent. That's pretty
Yeah,
recent. We fast forwarded a lot of your life. We went from fishing in,
yeah,
you were fishing as a teenager in Bonavista
yeah,
to basically you're plastering, with this new company. But that's okay. That's okay. We can jump around a bit. Is there any part of that story in there that helped shape you? Because you were plastering for that long.
yeah,
Yeah? Like
yeah.
like but this company you've only been with for 3 years. I'm trying to get a grasp on how long
Yeah.
you've been plastering.
Oh, about full time plastering is probably 7 years.
Okay. 7 years.
I was an electrician prior to that, right?
But you did do electrical.
Yeah.
Why did how but you didn't like electrical.
No, I did. I looked at at times depending what we were doing. Like residential was pretty good. I
Yeah.
loved pipe work, loved it. But
Okay.
I like to be able to be. I like the process of thinking things out and electrical to me with the pipe bending was like carpentry. You make
Yeah.
measurements, you figure out the best route, the best way of doing things,
Yeah.
and I really enjoyed that, right? But other aspects of it I didn't like. So I just got to the point. I said, "Well, I think I'll try something else."
What did you not like about electrical? Because I know that we're coming up into a time period in this world where electricians are going to be very sought after.
Yeah.
What did you not like about electrical trade?
Uh, well, I like to see my work. So a lot
Mm,
with electrical is just buried. It's
yeah,
buried in walls. It's buried in pipes. But now pipe work you can see,
yeah,
and I had this fascination. Even go to a Walmart or building, I would just be looking around at pipes. I was done. It's just my mind gets captivated easily. I don't know, right? So
yeah, sure,
now with plastering, I do the same. I just look around, not to criticize or to
yeah,
crit, but to see how like how other people's work are
sure,
done compared to my own. And
yeah,
sometimes you knock yourself. You think you're not doing a good enough job. Sometimes you see jobs that's not what you expect, and sometimes you see jobs that's unbelievable.
Well,
Right?
I think that's conducive to drywall because I know for myself when I first finished like a room, I was real proud of it. Because you could see it. And you're
Yeah,
like, man, I did that. I took it from like drywall to ready to paint. That's pretty cool. And
yeah,
it looks good. It
yeah,
looked good to me. It probably looked like crap back at the time, but the journeymen are all like, yeah, whatever,
yeah,
but
yeah.
you can see it and you can take pride in it. And
Exactly.
it's hard.
Yeah,
It takes time to learn it.
yeah.
Good.
I hear a lot, like people say, like, and I get a lot from carpenters because you get a lot of contention over the wages. So the plasterers there are probably amongst the highest paid in the company, right? So
Interesting. Well,
yeah,
not down here. They shit wage. But
yeah,
like yeah. Up there,
but
yeah.
they look at it then and they say like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Is like they sort of belittle what you're doing, but anyone can
Sure.
do it. But
Yeah.
yet, I can try it, and it's not fit. Look at it times, right? Same
Well, yeah,
guys, right?
anybody can lay brick too, but that doesn't mean the wall's going to stand up when you're done. You
Exactly.
know, but you're right. You're right. The trade of drywall gets belittled constantly.
Yeah,
And I wish I had a nickel for every time, I heard a contractor say, "Oh, well, I can do it. I just don't want to." And it's like,
yeah,
you
exactly.
know,
Yeah,
well, and then also other times I've seen the contractor put the guy on the drywall that is the jack of all trades,
yeah,
handyman guy that works for the contractor. He does
yeah,
it, and you get a $50,000 or $100,000 remodel, and it looks like shit
yeah.
because they didn't want to pay for a professional drywaller to come in and make those walls look tight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. But I think I think drywall it's a skill either learned or ingrained in you. Like it's amazing what you can do with it. Like I see the pictures on Instagram. I was looking at. I forget the name of the company, but they were doing a stairwell, and it was just curves and round and I made a comment. I said I love the tech of that, and by the end of all the pictures, I said, "Yeah, geez, I wouldn't even look at it. I'd be freaking dead." Because just the way it was done, the curves and the contours was amazing,
Yeah,
and to see the work and see the way it turns out, like who could take up a trowel and just do that? Years of
yeah,
experience, and it's his
yeah,
thought, the process, and it's everything, right?
yeah,
So, like I said, I went from not liking plastering to loving it, and especially if something's off, like any challenge at all, try to make challenges out of it, like to level something up or do whatever, right? And if the boarding is not good, I try to fix it where you would tell a difference.
yeah.
It's
So,
that's why I look at it, right?
So you get a job in Nunavut. She's like, this some person is like, you got to go. We need plasters. So we got all these benefits. You're going to make more money. Carpentry, yeah, whatever. We got enough carpenters. You're going to be our plaster guy. You're going to make good money. But you got, at that point, you got to work with other plasters and really you would say round out your training. And this was about 3 years ago.
About 3 years ago, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Now
And
I'm
how far is that from Buena Vista?
I flew home last Friday, and factoring in time change and airports, it was 20 hours flight.
20 hours. So you're used to though just traveling exhausting distances to work.
Well, more so where I'm up farther now in Geoa Haven, it's a 2 day flight going. We stay in Edmonton overnight, which is good. You get a break.
Yeah.
And coming home, it's we get on the plane after dinner in Geoa Haven, and we fly till we get home. So you got four. We go from Geoa Haven to Yellowknife, Yellowknife to Edmonton, Edmonton to Toronto, then Toronto to St. John's. So it's 20 hours or so. It's pretty exhausting.
Yeah, that's exhausting. They better pay you really well. They pay you pretty good though, right?
Oh, they do. Yeah, they do. I
Yeah,
can't.
good.
I really can't complain. And like I say, it's. I do find that it's good company and good organization sort of thing. So, and I owe a lot to those guys because
Yeah.
I've got own experience and knowledge, and I feel grateful to be able to go to Nunavut, and I feel grateful to the people to allow us to come there
Yeah.
and to work. I feel
Have
privileged.
you have you met some of the locals? So will you stay in a place while you're working there, you sort of integrate into the community. This G Joe Jova Haven. Does that I want to pronounce it right. G J
Yeah, Joe
Joe
Haven.
Joe Haven.
Yeah,
And it's kind of like it sounds Joa Joa Haven.
yeah,
Joa Haven.
yeah,
You how is it living amongst the Joe Haven population with these people? There are people up there like Inuits. You get Inuits up there?
yeah. They're really friendly. Joe
I
Haven's been like
bet.
is incredible. Like we have in saying now, like when I worked in Iqaluit, like some of my best friends from up there, like Ian and James and
1 second.
my friends, companies with carpenters and friends of my parents, and it's just a load of guys, right? Well,
All right. Sorry about that.
no sweat, no sweat.
I missed that last part. Because my internet it does good for about half the interview, and then I have to tether it to my phone. So I have to sort that. I have to figure that out. I need like an extender or something.
Yeah.
Always something. Living amongst the Geoa Haven people. Say that last part again.
Well, like I say, I find them friendly, and they go over their way, like they're waving to you and this sort of thing, uh, like I say, formed a lot of friendships up there from Iqaluit and Geoa Haven, and there's one young guy worked with us, Cody, and like I message him on Instagram and on Messenger and keep in touch. And there's guys I work with in Iqaluit who I keep in touch with, and I message and they'll call or I'll call them. So it's been a good experience like that as well, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
like going up there, I didn't know what to expect, but when I got there, I was well pleased. I got to
Have,
say.
have you traveled a lot throughout your career to do drywall?
Uh, not at drywall, but I did electrical. Like I worked in Alberta for a stint and that sort of stuff, right? So for a couple of years
Okay.
and different parts of Newfoundland for that, right? But mainly with drywall, it's just been Bonavista and Iqaluit, yeah, Nunavut, right? So
Okay.
yeah.
Crazy. Leisure activity. What I mean, you get done with work. You guys working crazy hours up there? Is it pretty much just 8 hour day? You get
Uh,
regular breaks, or are they slave drivers? Do they really want you? Do they crack the whip?
it's not crack the whip per se, but it's like we work 7 days a week up in the communities because it's so expensive to get the people up there. They got utilize the time they have there. They need them to work. They need the projects finished and whatever. So you don't really get a break there. But it's
Okay.
short and sweet. It's 35 days, right? So
Okay.
now in Iqaluit, we would work. Sundays were optional, so you
Okay.
work you work 6 tens, and you could work half a day Sunday, or you could take it off. So
Okay.
even you work probably at the half day mostly, and then that afternoon, Sunday afternoon, would recharge the batteries. I'd take a nap and do whatever, go for a coffee and that sort of thing. Right? They have Tim
Yeah.
Hortons and that sort of up there, and right. So it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Right?
Huh. Pretty good.
Yeah.
But no, you don't get a whole lot of leisure. Not a whole lot of leisure. How many hours a day are you working on those?
In Ocala it was 10 hours a day, and in none of it we got a bit extra time each day, so we work 7 days a week, 11 hours a day, right? So, but it's like I said, it's you need to get in and you need to get it done. That's the thing,
Yeah.
right? And to
Yeah.
me, that's understandable,
And then
right?
you're working you have like a 35 day, like at least there's like an end to it. It's like, okay, I'm going to go up there. I'm going to put in my
Yeah,
35 day. I'm going to make my money and go back home.
yeah, yeah.
Is that kind of how you look at it?
Yeah, exactly. Right. And then you get recharged when you get home and that sort of thing. And it's yeah, you get recharged
And then you go back?
and you go back again after 2 weeks, just 5 weeks
Okay.
on, 2 weeks off. So you
Oh,
had a good break. And if you when you're up there, if you utilize your time off right, you're okay because like I said, I haven't seen the Northern Lights because I'm in bed. So I got to try to go to
Yeah.
bed here and rest up. So you're not tired.
All right.
So that sort of thing, right? So and
Yeah.
it's been quite the experience, like I say, hey.
Yeah. Yeah. That's quite a bit.
Oh,
Huh.
and Mark, and Nick, be honest with you, I love to move up there, but it's a bit expensive to live there, right?
I
So
know. That's so weird. You'd think it
yeah,
would be cheaper.
yeah. But so I had a hockey bag with my winter gear in it, and I had that left in the Callawit, and they flew it to Geoa Haven, and it was like $732 Canadian for a hockey bag, right? For freezing.
Yeah.
And then a case of drink probably was 12 or 10 in uh, down south they call it is up there. It's I paid $33 for a 12 case of drink Canadian, right? So
Crazy. So 3 to 4 times as much for everything.
yeah, but it's
You're
it's
saying down south. You're saying down south. You're still north of Canada. You guys are, you don't even know what south is.
no, we don't know. But anything when you go back into the provinces is considered down south, right? So uh,
Well, I'll leave the door open for you, Todd, in New Mexico. You can come down here and visit us. You can warm up. You can warm
yeah,
up a little bit. It's
yeah,
although it's a little, it was a little chilly this morning. It was like 32.
okay.
It got cold. It gets cold here in the desert. We're high up elevation.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, I think I told you the story. I was up doing a bit of outside work up there, and it was like minus 48. Right,
Yeah. I
balaclava.
I saw on your story snow foxes
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
just out there milling around in like minus 40-degree weather, right?
yeah. It was amazing. We went out watching them one night there after we got off work, and they was just popping. Well, popping. Well, I was actually out in the local
So
dump,
cool.
popping up everywhere, right? So
Just
it's yeah,
scavenging around. They're hungry.
exactly, yeah. And
But
they just
imagine being out in that. So what's that like? You go outside into minus 40-degree weather. What's that like?
well, it's not you certainly got to be dressed for it, right? So like
Yeah.
have on and whatever. And unfortunately, we're glasses they steam up. So I was up in the man lift with the boys and couldn't see anything. So I said, boys, it's just about for you to take your glasses off. Like you can't see anything anyway. So I'm blind as a bat. So
Yeah.
I got up there and buddy said, like, can you pass the pin bar to me? So I got on my hands and knees in the basket, and he was giving me directions. I couldn't see the pin bar. He's over in the corner. I go over in the corner. He's no, not there. He's no, and he was there just flying around. And they were digital. We're all laughing. I couldn't find it. Couldn't find it. There was nothing.
Yeah.
There was neon on it, right? So, but just couldn't see, and he's just steamed up, and
Uh,
you could feel. But you go out and you work like 10, 15 minutes. You have come back in. It's just
yeah.
you can't stay out in it,
Yeah.
right? So that's
I started wearing contacts when I play soccer, and I'll wear them when I go skiing. I like to ski, and I'll wear contacts when I go skiing. But you could wear. Are you familiar with? You could wear contacts, but you'd still have to wear like ski goggles
yeah,
or something.
yeah, something on top
Then
of it.
you'd be okay.
Yeah, the guy actually was in the lift with me. He had the contacts in, but I have a little issue wearing them. I formed a bump on my eye when I used to wear them, so I can't.
Uh-huh.
It's irritating to wear them now, right? So,
Okay.
but I would say it is
Wow.
it's quite chilly, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And so recently, like within the last 3 years, you've uh, not only learned a bunch from people that you're working with in the trade, but you've sort of started to get like not a following, but you jumped on social media. You've met lots of great people. You're
Yeah.
following people. You're meeting people. Why did you start doing that? Just because you were curious about, were you on social media before that?
Yeah, like I said, I had a different account on there, and but I just took it as a learning process, and I'm after picking up and seeing how people do stuff, and
Yeah.
like I said, and I can honestly sit down and just watch someone plaster the different styles and
Yeah.
how they do it right. So there's like I said, T Max the ones I watch a lot, and there's like several ladies here from Canada, like Transcending
Yeah.
Tape, and like I
Yeah.
say, Queen and the Gilbert sisters. Like, see what they do with the bead is it just blows my mind. Like how fast they work, and just
Yeah.
here with the knife and the trowel.
Yeah, I like that style with the Gilberts and the knife and the trowel. That's
Yeah,
really fun to watch.
yeah,
They're scooping out of the bucket. You got to have the bucket there because you got no hawk.
yeah,
So
exactly.
the
Yeah,
bucket's got to be close, and then they're scooping with the six, and then they're just like they're just running a whole trowelful,
yeah.
one swath. Really good at it, and then
I
make it
can't.
look
I
so
can't.
easy.
Yeah, I couldn't see myself doing that. Right? I'm a bit clumsy, a bit offhanded. So, like I say, but to watch those guys do it, and like I said, the different style, and then like I say, and I honestly, when I do have a question, I I message those guys,
Hmm.
and whoever it may be, and they're more than like they message me back like some of them like you know them for years, just like your friends, and
Yeah. Yeah, and
so
if you're listening and you're following some of these people on social media, they are very approachable. I've found generally if you message me, I'll certainly message you back. We message back and forth a little bit. I told you I was going to call.
yeah,
I got busy with life, but here we are. We made it happen. And I think that part of it is really cool. I don't think there has been a network, a way for drywallers to really network until now. We've been really individuals, but now we
yeah,
can sort of come together and share trade secrets and have more community. So that's
yeah.
been great. Yeah.
I've been watching. Like I have more than plasters. There are tapers. I have like tall people because I do tall as well.
Oh, there you
And
go.
like I messaged one of those guys the other day, just checking out about grout lines, and the next day she had an answer for me.
Yeah.
Right? Seems like whatever you ask, you get answer. So it's good. Right?
So the page that you prefer to go by now is the Newfi taper. That's
Newfi
the one.
tape.
And
Yeah.
how come you wanted to change from Todd to Newfi? Was the old one Todd Way?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
I
you have
sort of
both. Why did you want to make a new page?
uh, I sort of want to separate the occupation from the occupation
Personal.
from the personal, right? So
Yeah.
even though I had a lot of guys there from Instagram and that, right? So and uh, actually, Cathy encouraged me to start film taping a bit of stuff and posting it. She thought I do pretty good with it, right? So I took her advice and I went from there, and she's been a big help to me, and she's
Uh,
a she's a gem, I'll tell you. She's a
yeah.
really lovely person, right? So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, she,
you come across people like Dan too, Dan Atkinson.
oh yeah,
The
yeah,
English guys they're pretty good. Although I do have a soft spot for the Canadians. We had a
yeah,
lot of Canadians on the show. They're all fantastic. Just love them. Yeah.
yeah. And I've been back and forth with some newer people that I got on there now, and you wouldn't know them. Like you think you knew them for years, like the conversation you have, right? So, and
Yeah.
I like to be a genuine person. Like we say in Newfoundland, a genuine person being honest and not being a fake where you're just saying stuff. But when
Yeah.
I make a comment on somebody's work, I really think that,
Me
right?
too.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So if I say you're doing an awesome job or a nice job, I mean that. I'm not just I'm not just saying that for to get people added to my page or whatever. I honestly
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
And, and
if I think somebody's doing a shitty job, I'll just scroll on.
exactly.
You don't have to tell them. You don't have to tell them.
No, you should, in my mindset, you should praise people up and not bring them down when it's justified, right? So, and I look like people say you got to earn respect, but I look at it in the reverse. You lose respect because you should respect everybody until they give you a reason not to. That's my philosophy, right?
Yeah, I like it.
Why should you have to prove yourself to me, right? But if you do something that I don't like, in sense, you know what I mean, against what I believe or whatever, or I think that's you lose it. You don't gain it, you lose it, right?
Yeah.
So
Have you had an experience where maybe you had to like, stop following somebody or somebody was mean and you're just like, I don't want to follow that person?
No, not as such. No, I can't say I have. I've
Good.
worked with guys who sometimes I would rather not work with them in the future.
Yeah.
Like I had one guy who would, whatever you were doing, he ran down everybody's work, and he would even go to the extreme of if I had a trowel in my hand, he'd come along and grab the trowel and say, "Let me show you how it's done."
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I found that very. Well, I guess you could say stressful or whatever, but it's not conducive to learning what you want to learn and achieving your owning your abilities and whatever, right? So
Yeah.
just hopefully those guys you're around like that, well, you don't run into them anymore.
Yeah.
In terms of working, right? And I still I can still separate my personal feelings and my professional. So. That sort
of course.
Thing.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, sometimes I find like tapers or some guys are the most critical I've ever seen over each other's work.
Right? Well, I think that in turn, like it's a very sensitive community. So the trade in general is sensitive. We value what we do. We think that we understand the time and energy that it took to learn and to put forth all this energy. And so I think we're very protective of that. And if somebody criticizes it, we take it really personally. And it's difficult, that part's difficult to sort of let it go or to not engage, get in an argument with somebody or something like that, just sort of let it go. It's challenging. I think it's sensitive. People in this trade are sensitive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But then sometimes the people who criticize are people who probably is not doing as good a job as yourself, and they criticize you.
Or maybe there's something else going on with them that makes them like, because I've worked around them too, like people that are just unhappy, they're dicks. People are just dicks. They show up, like I had a crew up in Colorado that I loved to work with. We joked with each other and we laughed and we played poker together, and everybody was friends. And a couple people get into it sometimes, but it was not a big deal. We're all friends, and you whistle, you sing, you give each other shit. Like that's fun. You get that one person though that comes in, they're not happy to be there.
Yeah.
It's the worst. But those people are on social media, and so they'll come trolling around, and tell you how horrible your work is, and it's like, just scroll by. Just remember, they have to live with that every day. That bullshit, that's in their brain. Yeah.
Yeah. But I love it now. I'm there on Stouts dancing around, and I was there actually one day doing my dance in front of the window, and someone came in. They said, "You realize, mate, the head office is building next door, right?" So I said, "Geez, that's probably not a good thing, right?" So
Well, I would love working around you, Todd. I can tell. Just watching
Yeah,
you, watching your videos, you would be a ball to work with. We
yeah,
would have a good time.
yeah,
Your Instagram handles, you've got Todd Way. People can follow either one if they want, yeah?
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's the handle? Todd
Uh, I'm not quite sure right now. But I
at
want
Todd_Way
to.
something. What do we got?
Hold on a second here. Now is
That's okay. It's okay.
Nick, I'm not really into technology. Like I say,
That's okay. I see Todd Way is a capital TODDWAY.
yeah. No, actually, all lowercase TODD.WAY.771, wherever that came from.
Oh my God. Okay. And then your okay. Oh, there we go. And then your Newfi handle. Let's get that
Yeah,
one.
that's the Newfi taper. Yeah, THENEWFIETAPER.
Okay. And then what something I ask all of the people that I interview is a pearl of wisdom. That last one was pretty good. You had about being nice, basically. But if you had a pearl of wisdom, something you could put on a billboard to share with the drywall community or humanity, what would it be?
Well, I would say just respect each other and try to treat each other as equal. And it's like man or woman on site. I show them like equal. I try, as long as somebody's trying their best and doing their day's work, like treat somebody right and lift them up. Don't, as Jamie Burke would say, don't lift them up. Don't throw them to the curbside.
Yeah.
Right. So that sort of thing. Just respect people and try, if you can help them out, you can teach them something. You can show them the best way and do that in a polite way, not being you know what I mean, not elevating yourself be above them. Just show them like how I would do it or how I started. And I try to tell so at times I try to tell a little story about when I was going up through doing different disciplines, how like mistakes I made and whatever. And I just tell you a quick story. Like when I worked in Bonavista, I was keeping on to the foreman. I was looking for him to get me a pair of stilts to try. And he said, "Well, Jesus, stilts." He said, you're that clumsy. You got a job to walk on your feet, right? So he said, "You'll never do it on stilts." So that night I went out. I was working late in the night. My cousin came in and I started telling him about the story. I said, "No." And the buddy was Dion, his name. And I said, "Geez, how stupid Dion think I am, boy? Geez, can he walk on stilts? Like, how hard could it be?" So as I was walking along, I tripped up in a bucket. I went flying across the room right after telling him. Right, I said, "Dion said I couldn't walk on my feet, let alone stilts." And lo and behold, right. So, but like I said, treat everyone decent, and that'll come back on you. And
Stilts are good. The thing I see, like, just don't get cocky. Stay close to the wall.
yeah,
Yeah, anybody can walk on those damn stilts. They're not that big a deal. What I see is people get real cocky and then they fall. Uh, you know.
yeah. But that video on my page is first time I had them on. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Pretty
yeah,
good.
that was first time. Yeah, so
Those are Serpro stilts too. Shout out to Serpro. They have
yeah,
been sponsored the Drywall podcast before. I wear Serpro stilts. Love them. I think they're great.
yeah. They're nice and light and that sort of thing,
Yeah.
right? I found them.
They're
I found
sturdy, and I like that toe. They have a toe spring,
yeah, yeah,
to give you a little toe flex. I like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm learning and I'm hopefully improving. And like I said, I'm getting uh, and I find it's when you're around your peers and they compliment you, it gives you a little boost.
Uh,
right? It
that's a
does, right?
pearl. That is a pearl. If
Yeah,
you're out there, and you, I want to reiterate what Todd just said. Sometimes, if you're cruising along, all you have to do is tell somebody they did a good job. And not only does it give them a boost, it'll give you a boost too. So, like, just something to think about, like a little put up, or like if you see somebody running a corner really good, we're so quick to say what to look at what's bad. But like,
yeah,
if you see somebody doing something that's really cool, or maybe they're running the box unique, let them know. Tell them,
yeah,
man. You
yeah.
know, let them know that you thought that was really neat, or that that trick is really cool. I saw a trick recently from Eli. He was just on the podcast. He was putting up masking. I hope it was Eli. I think it was, but he was put paper masking up on the wall, and then to attach the plastic drop, he used spray adhesive.
Oh,
And
okay. Yeah,
I thought that was slick as snot. I was like, I've never seen that one, but I thought it was really great. I was like, man, that is a good trick. I let him know, nice trick. Like, it's really cool to see that. Thanks for posting. And you're obviously posting more now. It looks like you're having fun with it. I hope you keep posting because, like, I think you bring a good ray of light to social media.
yeah, yeah. Well, I've heard too of you, like in terms of working. If you can go to work and you enjoy yourself and have a good day, it's not really work,
Right.
right?
Right.
It's you're having a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you listened to any of the episodes of the podcast? Because a lot of the people that you mentioned have been on the podcast so far.
Yeah, I just started. I just recently started just going back over some of the stuff, right? And just
Well, you got to go listen. Go listen to Cathy's.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, hers is pretty good.
Is that a wall back? I was looking for it, and couldn't find it. I didn't see it there.
Cathy, the tiniest taper.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll have to think of what episode, but yeah.
As you number them. I went back so far and I couldn't see
Yeah,
it there.
she's there. She's
Yeah,
there.
she told
Yeah.
me, right? I was sort of
The
nervous.
the taping queen is way back. The
Yeah,
Gilbert sisters are both on. I have them both.
yeah.
And
Okay, yeah,
that's a good episode. T Mac is a fantastic episode.
yeah,
Uh,
okay, yeah,
yep, that's a good one. Call Jamie. He's got a great episode. Yeah.
yeah. And Teak Interiors too. I miss
Teek's
the.
Teek's been on twice. She's
Okay,
awesome. Yep.
yeah, she is. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Salt
I
to
see.
the earth. Love Teek.
Yeah,
She's I've gotten to meet her. I've gotten to work alongside her, and she's very good. Like, just really sweet. They all are.
yeah. And I'm proud to say we're all Canadians. Well, a lot of us are Canadians there. So
So,
look at
well, yeah, Drywall Shorty's American. She's been
yeah.
on a couple too. We have had a lot of Americans on. Some great. Uh, um, I mean, forget about it. Yeah, lots. But
I was telling. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name right. Is it Chad? Is there? Is there?
yep, Chad's been on a couple of episodes.
Yeah,
Wolfgang with Can-Am is a great episode.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, he's
I'm
been
gonna.
on.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna. I'm gonna sit down and start watching them more so. Yeah, and see what's going on.
You're the farthest north, buddy. Although Rob Mack he spent time in Alaska. He's hung out in Anchorage. Yeah, yeah, lots. Oh, I was gonna ask, what is a good time to visit Bonavista? What time of
Uh,
year?
Midsummer, probably July,
Yep.
sort of thing.
Nice long day.
Yeah, yeah. But the numbers of people, like only thing now, the icebergs come in a bit earlier. So like last summer, people were coming here in May month, bringing their
Icebergs.
yeah icebergs.
You got icebergs floating by the city?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a local photographer, Mark Gray, his name is,
Okay.
and he's been his pictures been on like American channels,
Okay.
Canadian channels, magazines, and he just does a beautiful job in local landscape and showing off what we have in the area, right? So, and there's a few guys, another guy, Sheldon Nix, his name is, and it's just beautiful pictures, right?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Which, if I was to go to uh, Geoa Haven, Geoa Haven, Geoa Haven. If I was to go to Geoa Haven or Bonavista, which one did you recommend?
Well, buddy, honestly, it's a toss up.
It's a
But
toss up. They're both beautiful.
yeah, yeah. But I got a certain pride in being here. Like where I live to in Bonavista, I'm like 5 minutes away from Cape Bonavista, which, like I said, that's where you see it all, right?
Okay.
And,
All right.
and the company I work with, like I said, the houses they restored is just to look at those is just amazing as well because those were houses ready to be torn down, and
Yeah.
only for this company starting up, they probably would have been right. So they have to keep a certain percentage to consider so it can be considered a heritage structure. They actually did a one on the waterfront. Bridge house, we call it, and they spent, I think, almost a couple of million on that now, and still not finished inside. But to
Yeah.
get it to looking uh, for that period of time, it was quite extensive what they had to do, right? And it was
Yeah.
cost. And the crowd I work with, the company I work with, Bonavista Living, they did the majority of the work there, and they had a guy doing the concrete and stone,
Okay.
rock foundation, that sort of stuff. And it's when it's finished, it's going to be like a seafood restaurant for the tourists in summer. And it's
Beautiful.
just 100, I don't know, it's 140 years old, 150 years old, or something like that. And it was built by a renowned carpenter in the area who built one of the churches even. So he was one of the go-to guys back then in the day, right? One of the main carpenters on the scene, right? So, but if you come to Bonavista, you would definitely enjoy yourself.
And we'll get a tour from Todd.
Yeah,
You'll tour me around.
yeah. If I'm here on my turnaround, guaranteed.
Well, I would make sure you were there if I came up.
Yeah, yeah. It'd be nice to meet you in person. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Thinking maybe Alberta, Bart's. I want to have a training for Fresco Harmony at Bart's.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Those are
I
good
want to do
guys.
that. Yeah. But
Oh,
I have been up to CSR and done training at CSR many times,
yeah,
and I love it there too. It's great. Yeah, and
yeah.
that's pretty close.
Yeah, I'm trying to get. I mentioned in Colombia a couple of times to the boys about coming to Newfoundland because they did the cross Canada tour and they ended off in Nova Scotia, but they didn't come across on the ferry. So I said, "When are you guys coming to Newfoundland?"
Yep. Okay. Yeah, Columbia, you gotta get over there. Got to get over there to
Yeah,
Newfoundland.
yeah. I was telling them like George Street, like the smallest
Is it
bars.
really a tour? Is it really a tour if you don't see Newfoundland?
Well, no, I don't think so, right? So
I don't think so. I don't think you really did a proper tour.
no, no, they were into the states and they were across, like I said, pretty much, but they ended off in Nova Scotia, right? So
Uh-huh.
I like to meet those guys too. They seem like they have a
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
time for sure.
Now, so the Aaron and Elliot with Columbia Tools, they've been on the show twice, and
Okay.
they're both up there. Some of my favorite episodes, and also Bernie, their dad, is probably one of my favorite episodes. Really good. You know,
Yeah,
we talk about when they came up with the Columbia Tools and stuff. Great
yeah,
guy. Great
yeah,
guys. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. And great gear too for sure and certain. A lot of their products are right. So
Yes. Yep. No slouches. I have seen their facility over in Vancouver, BC, in
okay,
Surrey, and it's extraordinary. Just
yeah,
extraordinary. Yeah.
yeah. Nick, I'm doing a lot of. I'm back and forth on trowels. I'm back and forth. I mostly trowels now and Aachen trowel. So I really haven't pinpointed the one that I want to. You know what I mean?
Oh. Okay.
Utah time. So I've been all over the place. Manila,
Oh,
and Colombia,
yeah.
Marshall
Well, have you tried Comé? The Comé trowel?
I have them in the basement, sir. I'm waiting to break them out. Yeah, I bought some barrets there, right? So, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, those are pretty nice.
yeah.
If I'm doing drywall, I'm a pan and knife guy, and if I'm
Okay.
doing fresco harmony, I'm hawk and trowel.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah.
Cool. So,
I've finished a little bit with a hawk and trowel, but
yeah.
I prefer a pan and knife. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's different. Most Canadians like a hawk and trowel or a knife and trowel.
Yeah, I work with a guy from Winnipeg, Eugene, and he said mostly in his city is pen and knife,
Yeah.
right? But a lot of Newfoundland is I can travel, and that's what I started on. That's why, right?
Everyone down where I'm at is pan and knife.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, okay,
everyone. Nobody uses hawk and trowel. A
yeah,
lot of predominantly in the United States is pan and knife.
oh, okay. I'm trying to dabble into that. I got enough
Yeah.
knives in the bag for sure and certain, but
It's
uh,
fascinating what the different area. You think your way is the best and that's the only way to do it. And it's like, whoa, like over here they just do it this way. Like they
yeah,
don't, they don't use the tools or whatever, or they tape differently. So it's
yeah.
interesting.
I'm trying to integrate both now in what I do. Like when I do trim around windows and that sort of stuff, returns and that, I'm more into the pen and knife. But
Yeah.
on the butts and the flats, the corners, I'm right now. I'm still learning with that, right? So
Yeah.
always been trying to teach me like the leading position in the dock, right? So I'm
Yeah.
trying to get the hang of that sort of thing, right? So, but sometimes I just give up on it and I say, well, I've been using this like this for 4 or 5 years, and that's it, right? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's coming around. It's coming around. Hey,
Fantastic.
yeah,
Fantastic episode.
thank you. Yeah, yeah,
This was an absolute pleasure to talk to you, Todd Way, Bonavista, Newfoundland. Like you're the first person from Newfoundland, so that's very cool. I don't think we've interviewed anybody from Nova Scotia. We'll keep picking our way through Canada, though. Love all the provinces, and I get
yeah,
to learn. I get to learn about territories and provinces, and like this northern territory that's just immense,
yeah,
beautiful
yeah,
country that we don't, of course, our down in America, we don't consider like our friends to the north. But I try to. Thank you so much for coming on the Drywall Podcast and making it happen, Todd. This was great.
yeah. And thank you for having me, sir.
Of
Much
course,
appreciated.
we will follow each other. We will stay in touch.
Yeah,
I will
sounds
get you. I'll get you some products, some Fresco Harmony to
okay.
try, and maybe a shirt and some swag or something. We'll try to get it for you up there. If you haven't entered, this contest won't be going, but we're giving away a tape tack. Did you enter for that, right?
I did. Yeah, I
All
did. Yeah.
right. Yeah, the corner flusher, corner. What the hell is it called? I'm thinking.
Oh, geez.
We're giving away a really neat tool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to cut
Yeah. Yeah.
the corner. Oh my goodness, that's ridiculous. I can't believe I forgot. Whatever.
Yeah. Sounds good.
I'll get you some stuff, and I hope you have a great rest of your day and a good holiday and rest before you have to go back up there and bust ass.
Yeah. You as well, sir. Yeah. Have a nice holiday with the family, and then we'll be talking for sure.
All right, talk soon.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Huge shout out to Todd for being with us on the Drywall Podcast today, sharing your experience. You, sir, are a scholar and a gentleman, and don't be surprised if I show up at your door in Bonavista. That place sounds awesome, and I would love to visit there. Huge shout out to Advanced Equipment for sponsoring the Drywall Podcast in the month of January. This is their first sponsorship, and we appreciate them for that. It's because of sponsors like Advanced that I get to bring you amazing drywall professionals each week. Look out for my interview with Deanne Shallcross next Friday, only on the Drywall Podcast. Also, we're having another ice bath giveaway from Advance at the end of this month. Email me at info@frescoharmony.com, your name, phone number, and physical address, and you'll be entered to win. Also, look for details on that on our social media pages. When you pick up an Advanced Equipment tool, you're using something built by a company that understands drywall work because they've been a part of the trade for generations. Advanced Equipment, family owned and US made. Think I'm done? I'm not. Don't touch that dial. I know you have a lot of things to listen to when you go to the radio to listen to something, whether it's on your way to work, maybe you're at work, maybe you're in a friend's car and you can't stand the Drywall Podcast and you're pissed right now because they keep playing it and you would just rather listen to Journey. For whatever reason, today you chose the Drywall Podcast, and I am super appreciative to you that you did. I hope you have a fantastic weekend or week, and remember, keep drywalling.